this is the latest Mobvoi TicWatch Atlas, and this one is in silver. It also does come in an all black if that's more your styling. But I think finally Mobvoi has given me a watch that I actually really like wearing. Now don't get me wrong guys, this is a TicWatch Enduro, and it's actually a very nicely styled watch. I think they did a nice job with this watch as well. But I'm more of that rugged type of watch wearer. I like when a watch is a little bit more rugged. And the Atlas is checking all the right boxes for me, and if you're watching this video, it's probably checking those boxes for you as well. I think the overall styling is really nice. Now it is a larger watch, we'll get into that in just a little bit as well. But you can see those fake screws on the side. You actually do have some ridges on that left side as well. And you have the numbers on the dial. You can see those numbers there on the dial, as well as a little bit of a color pop on this crown that is rotating. So you can rotate this crown and it does do various different things. Like right now I am interacting with the always on display there. That's their ultra low power display, and that's what makes Mobvoi really special in the WearOS game. But the styling is something unique and special. Now let me just put it on my wrist for you guys to see. And for those of you that enjoy larger watches, for those of you that enjoy more rugged type of watches, this is going to be a watch that I could recommend for you, especially now at the price. It's about $210. I think this is an absolute steal when it comes to a WearOS device that has all the features that are packed into this device here. And you can see on my wrist, it actually looks pretty cool. I think this looks very stylish, and I do get some compliments when I wear it. People are always asking me what type of watch this is. And of course, the number one thing is when you tell them it's a WearOS or even just a smartwatch, they say, "How's that battery life, brah?" And I gotta tell you, battery life is actually really good. What makes Mobvoi unique and special, number one guys, they are pretty much keeping WearOS alive. It's a shame that a lot of the companies that used to push out WearOS devices are actually not here anymore. It's a shame that we don't really get the competitive nature that we used to when it comes to a WearOS device. Now that could be Google and their tactics, which I'll also get into in just a little bit, because there's something that's missing on the Atlas here that, quite honestly, I don't really use all that much, but again, it's a lost feature, and I always shed a tear for those lost features, whether or not I actually use them. But the TicWatch is a very nice and stylish watch with a 1.43-inch screen. But the beauty is it can actually save a ton of battery life just by putting it in this ultra power mode. And this is Mobvoi's dual layer technology. The one thing that I always look for in a watch, number one is battery life, number two is software, but number three, most and foremost and most importantly, can I see the time when this is on my wrist? Because at the core of any smartwatch is a watch, and you want to be able to tell the time no matter when you're looking at this device. So with the ultra low power mode, and it actually is very viewable right now, it's just the lights in the studio that are making it maybe not as viewable under the camera conditions here. But if I'm just looking at my watch right now, I can see the time quite clearly. And there we go, you can see that time there. And in bright sunlight, you can really see the time, and you can see your stats. And Mobvoi's improved this dual layer technology screen as well, so they're giving you a lot more information on it without taking a lot of battery. So you always get to see your time, you get to see your date. There's your heart rate, your steps, your heart rate. And it's just a great way to keep track of what you need to keep track of when your screen is off. But of course, you can turn it on and get that beautiful OLED panel to shine through. And this is also very viewable in daylight. I believe Mobvoi's hit it out of the park, and I've always said that with their watches. I love the fact that I can always see the time and just sips on that battery life. But when I want to see that beautiful panel come to life and get those true colors to shine through, I'm always able to do so just by pressing the button or activating my screen. When it comes to the always on display, if you don't like that ultra power mode turned on, you can always just have the AMOLED screen on. That might be something you guys actually want to do, but if you're buying a Mobvoi TicWatch, you definitely want to use that ultra low power mode. But if you guys want to switch it to the AMOLED panel, you could go ahead and do that. You can also change the backlight color of that ultra low powered screen. So let me just show you this. It's a bunch of different colors, and these colors actually will correspond with your heart rate when you're doing exercises. Very cool feature, let me tell you. So now I've gone ahead and changed it. So now if we go back and turn the screen off, here it is. And if we do the tilt to wake function, you'll see that color that I just chose being that backlight of that ultra power mode. Now, if you don't want the backlight to turn on and you'd rather just do tilt to wake to get that AMOLED screen, you could do that in the settings. So let's turn this off, tilt to wake, and you go right to that OLED panel there, that AMOLED panel. So there's a lot of customization depending on what you want from a watch. Now, of course, if you just use the AMOLED panel, you're gonna drain battery life, so I don't recommend it. But overall, it comes down to you and actually what you want in a smartwatch. Once again, you can also just have it off if you want to do that. So there's a lot of great features in the TicWatch Atlas here. What I like about the Mobvoi TicWatch Pro here is you don't have to charge it all that often. And again, it's really thanks to this ultra low power mode. I have everything turned on when it comes to the TicWatch here. So I have 24-hour monitoring of my heart rate. I have 24-hour monitoring of my blood oxygen, of my stress, whatever I could turn on to have 24-hour monitoring, I do. And I also tried a couple days with sleep tracking, and I'm getting a constant 3 to 4 days, even with throwing in a couple workouts here and there. Now, your results definitely will vary, guys. With all these smartwatches, it depends how many phone calls you take on your wrist, because this does have a speaker and microphone, how often you're looking at that screen. I mean, there's a lot of variabilities like GPS and whatnot. But for most people, just using this as a smartwatch, you're going to get about that 3 to 4 day range. And I think that's something really, really impressive. Now, of course, if you need to save battery, if you're away, you forgot your charger, or you just wanna monitor like your heart rate and your steps, but just keep the clock on your watch. You'll get about 45 days of battery life. If you want to charge it up quickly, here's a little charging puck. It just plugs into the back here where the heart rate sensor is. And if you plug it in for 30 minutes, you do get fast charging, so it's going to give you about 2 days of battery life thanks to that fast charge capability. Now, the only thing I would say, Mobvoi, give us USB-C. I don't really have too many USB-A outlets anymore. That's one minor gripe. I definitely would like to see USB-C. Now, of course, I would like wireless charging, but hey, I still don't mind a puck, especially if it charges this quickly. And fully charging your watch is going to take about 90 minutes. So when it comes to the 628 milliamp hour battery inside, it does a really, really awesome job. So Mobvoi, you're doing a great job when it comes to battery life, and also when it comes to design. I really love this rugged design. Stainless steel bezel, sapphire screen, so chances are you're not going to destroy that screen doing anything in the outdoors or even in the indoors. You're going to keep the screen looking pristine for the long haul, or at least as long as you own the TicWatch Atlas here. And at $210, again, I think this is an absolute steal. Other than battery life, it is running the latest Snapdragon W5 Gen 1 processor. You get 2 gigabytes of RAM, and even though it is a rugged stainless steel, aluminum, fiberglass blend, it still is pretty light. It's not a heavy watch at about 47 grams, so I don't really feel that this is a heavy watch on my wrist here. There's more specs that I want to talk about, so let's just bang through them really quickly. You get 5 ATM with open swim readiness. Thanks to that H10H rating, you can take this in a sauna, you can swim with it, you can shower with it, you can take it to the Arctic when you're out on those glaciers. You can do just about everything you'd want with an outdoor adventurous watch. You also do get a speaker and microphone, so again, if you want to take calls on your wrist like Dick Tracy, with TicWatch's own health suite of applications, you're going to be able to track everything that you want, like your stairs climbed, your calories, your steps, of course, your distance, your heart rate, your blood oxygen, your stress, your sleep, your high intensity exercises as well. So this is a fully featured, fully packed smartwatch in my opinion, guys, with a battery that's going to last for days and days and days. When it comes to a WearOS device, this is basically going to track everything that you want to track under the sun. There's no activity that you're not going to be able to track. And let's go into the Tic Health of applications here. And it's called Tic Exercise. So again, there's a lot of different activities that you can track. And you could go on their website and see all of the activities that you're able to track here. These are just some of the favorites. If you click on Add, you can go to the Outdoor section, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of activities that you can add. There's even strength training for you gym warriors, you gym rats out there, such as myself. You could track all of your progress when it comes to going to the gym. But when it comes to the software, exercise apart, I think Mobvoi needs to kind of go back and condense all of these Tic applications. They're all separate applications for your barometer, for your breathe, for your Tic Care, Tic Compass, Tic Exercise, Tic Health, Tic Show. It's a lot of tics in here that I think need to be combined and kind of need to be condensed into maybe 1 or 2 tics. But that aside, guys, it's an excellent application no matter which one you open. And the overall design and look and feel of Mobvoi's apps, I think are actually really nice. So let me just show you one just very quickly. If we go into, let's go into just Tic Barometer. So this is going to let you know what the barometric pressure is. And all their apps are very nicely set up. All their apps actually do a really nice job, and they're pleasing to the eye with colors and stats and data. More data than you're probably going to know what to do with. I would just like to see them condensed into one or two big applications that we could go in and kind of just open up one app to see what we need to see. If you put that tick mess aside of applications, the WearOS platform here is really snappy. This watch that Mobvoi has made has been a very, very snappy experience. It's never really struggled to do anything, and it's been pretty accurate when compared to my other devices out there. Steps are usually on point within margin, heart rate, blood oxygen, all that stuff does a really nice job and seems to be on par with my other devices out there. Now, the only thing that, I don't know, I just got to bring it to your attention. It's not Mobvoi's fault. It's actually Google, and I don't know why they're doing this, but there is no Google Assistant on the TicWatch Atlas. There's no Google Assistant on the Enduro either. They don't have that anymore, and I think it has to do with Google and Samsung just kind of buddying up together and trying to kind of keep the market to themselves. As we know, the Samsung watches do have the assistant, but for some reason, Mobvoi is not able to get it. I didn't really use it all that much on my watch, to be quite honest. It's not something that I miss using, but it's still a feature that is missing, and I gotta shed a tear for missing features, and it's always something that I have to mention, because maybe a lot of you out there actually did use the Google Assistant on your wrist, and yes, it was a nice party trick, and I actually did it just for fun most times when people were around. But the Assistant is no longer here on the TicWatch Atlas, and what also might be a little bit worrisome for some people is this is still running WearOS 4. Now again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it is the mantra, right? So if it's working, why even bother? But at this point, you really just have to kind of wonder, is Mobvoi ever going to get updates to their watches? Now, WearOS 5 has been out for quite a while at this point, and there's still no roadmap. There's no real idea when this is going to get WearOS 5. I'll leave a link or some news down in my description if I hear something. Is this going to get WearOS 5? Nobody actually really knows at the moment. I'm pretty sure Mobvoi is going to push it out when they can. But as always with tech, don't buy what might be coming down the pipeline in the future. Buy for what you see it now, and buy from a company that you know what the track record is. And Mobvoi has usually been pretty good with their updates. They might be very, very slow, but generally they're usually pretty good. That being said, again, I don't know if this is going to get WearOS 5. If WearOS updates are your biggest concern, you might want to do some more research or think about another watch at the moment. But for right now, guys, it's still 2025 and the WearOS 4 platform is very fast, no issues at all. Opening up the application, it's called Mobvoi Health. You'll be able to see all of the information from your watch. Now, I haven't been using this for about a week because I am testing out another watch here, but it's always important to see what the app looks like. Number one, you're going to be going to the app more than the little screen on your wrist to check out your data. So if we go to activities, guys, let's go to a different week that I actually was wearing the watch here. See all your steps for the day, your high steps, the amount of exercise you've done, your active hours. And again, it's laid out nicely by day, by week, or by month. And the same thing happens with your exercise or with your sleep as well. Now, I'm a person that doesn't really sleep all that well with watches. It's the number one reason why I have a smart ring. But I did sleep with this a couple times, so I just want to get it to a record just to show you what this is going to look like here. And you'll be able to see how many hours you slept as well as your sleep quality. And you'll also get to see the breakdown of when you are awake. You'll also be able to see your REM, your light sleep, your deep sleep, all the normal things that you would. You'll also be able to see a comparison of users. So I'm at 81, I'm beating 80% of users. Let's just go ahead and click on that. You can see why you're beating most people. So again, nice fun stats, and we all like fun stats. And here's your actual breakdown of your wake time, your REM, your light sleep, and your deep sleep. And if you snored, this is going to let you know if you snored. So if your partner always says you're the one that snores, you can prove that you don't. Average sleeping heart rate, there's your sleep blood oxygen as well. You're also able to see your sleep respiratory rate, definitely something pretty cool there. And there's your data insight as well. Today's sleep versus yesterday's sleep, and it's going to also break it down versus when you woke up, when you went to bed, all of that good stuff versus all of your other sleep tracking. So the watch actually does a really nice job when it comes to tracking, and there's your heart rate as well. So you can break it down once again, guys, by week or by month. Let's go ahead and see this by month. You can see the breakdown of your heart rate, and if there's any abnormal data that it's recognized, it's going to let you know right there. Again, a lot of data points. There's my highest heart rate analysis, 170. Lowest was 47. No AFib alerts. So yes, you can get an AFib alert. There's no premature beat alert as well. And there's your tachycardia, bradycardia alert. So a lot of stats for those of you that need it. And the same with your blood oxygen, guys. Again, everything is very, very well laid out. And I think the app does a nice job of not keeping it cluttered and actually just gives you information at a glance when you need it. So there's my stress, my average stress, 40, your VO2 max. Yes, that can do VO2 max. There's your floors climbed as well. And you can manage the items and add things that you want or take things away that you don't want to see. So overall, the app is actually really nice on the TicWatch. And there's a whole bunch of watch faces. You guys know I love watch faces. You guys know there's tons on the App Store, and you'll be able to customize them with data points and change what you want to see on the watch face. You can even change things like the color and do this and do that. So the TicWatch here is an excellent, excellent device, and I'll leave a review for the TicWatch Enduro as well, because I went over a little bit more detail when it comes to exercise on the TicWatch Enduro. So this has been my review of the TicWatch Atlas. I think this is an excellent, excellent smartwatch. This is a watch that is gonna be perfect for that outdoors person. If you go to the outdoors, you do a lot of hiking, you do a lot of activities, you're just at the gym, or you just want an overall nice smartwatch, this is a great watch that you can wear either with a suit or with a jumpsuit. So again, I think it's an excellent watch, guys. I like the rugged styling. I think this is one of Mobvoi's best watches to date. You get that dual layered display technology that can't be beat. You get battery life that's excellent for days and days and days. So let me know what you guys think about the TicWatch Atlas. I'll throw some links down in my description. I always appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will catch you in another video.